We came to the community in 1978 when we were first married. I was going to law school in Newark, and we wanted a Jewish community that would be relatively close by, and Mimi was going to New York, so it was a convenient place for us to be. Marty Knecht doesn't remember this, but he actually helped us find our first apartment. And when we came to the North Avenue Shul, I wound up sitting 2 rows behind all of the Greener, most of which were the refugee developers, Sam Halpern, Joe and Harry Wilf, Abe Zuckerman, Murray Pontier, Julius Summer, Alex Horowitz, and Marvin Rosenzweig's father was there, Carl Rosenzweig. And I felt a natural affinity for that group because I was a child of survivors as well. And watching that group through the years, you learned about what was important to them in terms of the JEC and Jewish education in general. Jewish education to them was the ultimate victory over the Nazis, Yimach Shmam. To see Jewish children educated in a wonderful, uplifting way was their ultimate joy, their ultimate pride.
I come from a slightly different background in that my parents were American, and they were born in 1910 and 1915. My mother in 1915, and there wasn't an education for girls, really, yeshiva education for girls. She was taught by an Alter Rebbe who used to come to the house, taught the girls to read and how to daven. And everything else she learned from home, but it wasn't a very academic education. It wasn't a delving into the texts of Yiddishkeit and philosophies. The kids, Baruch Hashem, were able to learn, they're able to be productive, they've got jobs or are in grad school. JEC is a great foundation, which you can take, you can grow with, you can continue, you can build a life, you can get a job. It takes a lot of money to educate a child, tremendous amount of money and tremendous amount of communal effort. You know, if you can't give money, you give help in the school or be supportive in some fashion to education and to the schools and shuls. I would like to add that the Teitz family, entire Teitz family, has been instrumental in teaching us. Rav Teitz as a leader, Mrs. Elisheva Teitz as my teacher on Monday nights for, I can't even think how many years. It's been more than a dozen, maybe it's 15 years, teaching wonderful things. She's brilliant and I love her. And Rabbi Eliyahu Teitz, who taught the women's shiur Shabbos for about 8 years. Every Shabbos afternoon, we went through Chamisha Chumshei Torah, 1 aliyah at a time each year, and just learned so much.
Harry and Mimi are such wonderful honorees because they don't want to be honored. Harry would much prefer to be behind the scenes. He was an extremely reluctant gabbai, which made him great at the job. Mimi, very quietly behind the scenes, took care of organizing the parak on the lawn, my parsha shiur, all these wonderful things that she did very quietly, and it got done. And that's what's so fantastic about them. They don't want the spotlight, they just want to make sure things get done.
As a partner of Harry's, I get to see many things that Harry and Mimi do in their lives. And Harry and Mimi do things stille height, very quietly. And when there is a need, they're out there quietly taking care of that need for people.
There are rare individuals who are always prepared to help out where it is necessary. And that typifies the Stadlers. A gabbai in the shul is needed, Harry is there to do it. Coordinating parak on the lawn and things of that sort, Mimi is there to do it. And they are indeed, Baruch Atah Ba'ir, a blessing in the city in which they find themselves. And we are blessed to have had them in our community for all this time.
Commitment? That's Harry's middle name. There's nothing in this shul that he is not willing to join up and do for our community. Whether it's to serve as the gabbai, to run around and get names for Marvin, to become a gabbai rishon, to daven for the Yamud, to serve on the board, to take care of our legal responsibilities. Nothing is above, beneath, too timely for Harry to take care of. If the JEC had to have a commercial for the ideal family, the Stadlers would be it. They roll up their sleeves, and they do. But at the same time, they're a tremendous source of inspiration and advice for everyone else to stand up and do. It's a pleasure to be their neighbor, and it's a pleasure to be able to be their Rav as well.
One of the other things about Harry is he's a very passionate person. All of his loves, he does passionately. Maybe that's why we're giving them the Lev Tov Award, because of this passion, because passion comes from the heart.
Thank you for the Lev Tov honor. We would like to thank all of you who do so much for the schools and for the shuls and make this community a great place. Thank you very much.
And so should it continue.